What's up, Hoovians? This is Friends of Ood-Kind here, and I am here to do the top 10 best David Tennant Doctor Who episodes. But first, I'm going to make some honorable mentions from season 2. And the first one is The Christmas Invasion. This is a really good episode for me. I love that David Tennant became the Doctor. He is my favorite Doctor. This is The Christmas Invasion is his first ever episode. I love the Sycorax in it, and I love Harriet Jones, and I love the ending. The next honorable mention is Tooth and Claw. This is really good for me. I know people don't like it. I personally think it is really, really good. Queen Victoria, played by Pauline Collins, does a great job. The werewolf is great, and I like the fact that they start to really, well, not really, but they kind of take make fun of the royal family. The next one, honorable mention, is The Girl in the Fireplace. Another brilliant episode, a great performance by Sophia Myles as Madame de Pompadour. David Tennant plays a brilliant role in this, and it's well worth a watch. But anyway, moving on to the top 10. And in at number 10, I have Blink. Okay, I'm going to get some hate for that, but this is my list, not yours. Blink is the introduction of the Weeping Angels in a Doctor-like adventure. The Weeping Angels for me they are a very interesting concept of alien who can only move when they're not seen, and as soon as they are seen they turn to stone. And the explanation for this we are given is quantum lock. If you're touched by an angel, you get sent back in time and they live off the potential life energy. This is a fantastic performance by actress Carey Mulligan, who plays Sally Sparrow. Sally has a very inquisitive mind, and she is determined to solve the mystery not only of the Weeping Angels, but also of how the Doctor knows what she is saying 40 years before she says it. Well, 38. First of all, I just want to say that this episode would have been higher if not for the subsequent Angels episodes. In The Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, we learn that whatever takes the image of an angel is itself an angel. So yeah, thank you Sally Sparrow for those pictures. There are now more angels in the world. In Blink, we learn that the angels cannot move when they are being observed, but yet in The Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, they move when people are watching them. And the angels are stone, so in The Angels Take Manhattan, I want to know why the Statue of Liberty is now a weeping angel, because the Statue of Liberty is made of copper, and I can't understand why that now. Is every statue in the world infected by angels, or is it any statue? To be honest, I think it would be better if the angels were just left at this episode. That's pretty much what brings it down so much. If they'd have been just left at Blink, Blink would have been a lot higher for me. Also, Martha and the Doctor are stuck in 1969, and Martha says that they've seen the moon landing twice. So does that mean that they've seen the silence on the moon landing? Sally and Larry, yes, that's his name, Larry. I remembered. I googled it actually. Larry. They look into the eyes of an angel, but in Flesh and Stone, The Time of Angels, whichever way you want to put it around, it's still the same story for me. Amy looks into the eyes of an angel, and the angel starts to infect her. So does that now mean that Sally and Larry are now angels, and it's just creating more and more weeping angels? And Kathy gets zapped back in time to 1920. I think it's 1920. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But my question is, okay, she gets that back to 1920. And she gets stalked by the first guy she meets and then subsequently marries him. What sane female of sane mind would marry a guy who is stalking her? Apart from these plot holes and the subsequent Angels episodes that contradict what we are taught in Blink, it's a brilliant episode, but I wouldn't really recommend it as a first one to watch for a new Whovian. Simply for the fact that the Doctor doesn't really, he's not in a lot of it. But anyway, moving on. And at number 9 in my list is The Next Doctor. Now this is the first of 3 Cybermen stories in my top 10. The Cybermen are one of my favourite enemies, not only in modern Who but in the classic era too, and that includes the Earthshock Boys. Now this takes place after Canary Wharf, but after in the Doctor's timeline, and after the reality bomb, and one or more Cybermen are thrown back through the dimensions after the walls weakened into 1952 London. If I am wrong, again I think it's 1952, but if I am wrong, let me know in the comments below. So Cybermen start building a Cyber King, which is a ship, a frontline of an invasion, which is basically a factory that converts millions and millions of humans into Cybermen at one time. And David Tennant gives a stellar performance in this 2008 Christmas special. It's a very interesting story that grasps my attention every time I watch it, no matter how many times I watch it. Jackson Lake has picked up an info stamp. I'm not going to tell you what an info stamp is because I'm not going to give you any real spoilers. I want you to go watch it, but he's picked up this info stamp and it is about the enemy, the greatest enemy of the Cybermen, which is the Doctor. Suffering a fugue state, the info stamp backfires and sends all this information about the Doctor into Jackson Lake's head, and then he subsequently becomes a Doctor because he suffered a fugue state and he runs away from everything that Jackson Lake is. Let's talk a minute about Jackson Lake, who thinks he's a Doctor, his TARDIS. I think this is absolutely brilliant. It's hot air balloon. His tethered aerial release, developed in style. I think it's brilliant. I also like the character Rosita, but the only thing is I can't help thinking this parallel to Rose. A brilliant performance by Dervla Kerwin, I think that's right, I'm not sure, but she plays Mercy, or Miss Hartigan. I love the Cyber Shades. It's just a really interesting, brilliant, intriguing concept to me. If there is one thing that brings this episode down, it is the CGI of the Cyber King. It's still a cool design, but the CGI kind of lets it down just a tad. Let's talk about reactions to the actual TARDIS. And in modern Who, anyway, in my opinion, the best reaction to the inside of the TARDIS belongs to David Morrissey, who plays Jackson Lake. I'm not going to tell you how he reacts because I want you to go watch it, but for me, it's the best. A couple of throwbacks into Doctor Who history, including, throwbacks to series 2, 3, and 4. But it's obviously the best throwback is the Cybermen in the Snow, which is a throwback to the first ever Cybermen appearance in William Hartnell's last story, The 10th Planet. I love how they got small cameos of Doctors 1 to 9 as well. I would definitely recommend this story to a brand new Whovian as one of the first ones that they should watch. I've been a Whovian since about 2010, and this is one of the stories that I keep going back to because I just love it so much. In at number 8, I have The Waters of Mars. This to me is Doctor Who at his best. The Doctor travelling alone and a base under siege, with time itself being the enemy. In this episode, I think David Tennant gives one of his best performances as a Doctor. The Flood are really great, they are creepy, and it is amazing. I just love I love the Flood. Also, and you get a throwback to the series 4 finale with the Daleks in the sky. This story easily breaks my top 10 best, but there's only a couple things let it down. The first thing that lets it down for me, it's not in any particular order, but the robot Gadget. I didn't really like Gadget. In fact, I was actually glad when at the end of the episode that he shut down and pretty much died. I don't like the aspect of the crew dating each other. I understand why they've done it because it's colonizing Mars, but for me this doesn't have any kind of place in this episode. The Time Lord victorious. I didn't like this concept. It seemed very, very out of character for David Tennant's Doctor. But I like how at the end of it he becomes pretty much scared of himself. But apart from that, this is a really, really good watch. Lindsay Duncan gives a really, really excellent performance as Captain Adelaide Brooke. It's a great scene at the end when Captain Adelaide Brooke questions the Time Lord victorious, because I was questioning it too. I really did connect with Captain Adelaide Brooke on that aspect. And then she ends up shooting herself, which I understand why. It just really didn't work that good for me. And let's talk about the cameo from Ood-Sigma. Ood-Sigma really is the reason I created this name for this YouTube channel. I love the Ood, I love Ood-Sigma. And the cameo at the end of this episode leads into David Tennant's final episode, which is pretty cool. I mean, I love the Ood anyway, and I love the fact that they showed up again. I love the fact that this is a fixed point in time, and that the Doctor, you know, it can't really change. Fixed points can't be changed. I also like the fact that there's a battle inside between the Time Lord and the Doctor. The Time Lord thinking he can't change a fixed point in time, but the Doctor inside him wanting to save everybody he can possible. I also like the fact that we get to know each character, and then subsequently they are taken over by the Flood. All in all, it's really a fantastic episode. But like I said, a few things bring it down, but there's more good than bad in this episode, and that's why it's at number 8. Anyway, my next video will be on top 10 David Tennant episodes 7, 6 and 5, and with also some honourable mentions from series 3. What did you think? What is your 10, 9, 8 favourite David Tennant episodes? So let me know in the comments below, and if you like this video, like, subscribe, let me know. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.